Hello BookTube, and in this video I'm going to be giving you my review of What Rough Beasts by Stacey L. Pierson, which is a story in this horror anthology. It's Dark in Their Minds, Volume 2, which was edited by Rod Gilley, and I received this copy for free from the publisher, who also happens to be Rod Gilley. In public, the Queen family are respectability personified. In private, it's a very different state of affairs. This is sort of interesting sort of story. It's set in the 1850s, and it describes the Queen family. If I'm being a bit vague here, it's because if I go into any great detail in the story, it will spoil it. I really don't do that. But it's got a very real sense of describing the sort of family dynamic at the start of the story as is seen from the outside, and then the reality in private. And it's really well done, and so you've got a growing sense of sort of the psychological horror that's going on inside the home, and then the more sort of visceral, violent horror that then occurs, as it were. I'm somewhat regretting saying that because that might spoil it, but it's really well done. You get a nice sense of the tension, the difference between public and private, and the private is really sort of dark and full of despair, shall we say. And it really is well done. And so each of the sort of members of the family is described. And you get a short sort of description of it, but gives you a very clear idea of each of them and their personalities and what they're like. And it is extremely well done. I think I have to bring this review to a close here, because if I say any more, I really will spoil it, and I really don't want to spoil it. So, just to say, the really good story. And if you would like to pre-order this anthology, you can do on Amazon. There's a link in the description below. This comes out on Friday, the 31st of October. So that BookTube, I will say goodbye, and I will see you shortly with the review of the 10th story in the collection. Bye BookTube.